welcome to the Wake Up Call Network. I am your host, David M. Frankel. This is the Perky radio and TV show. And today, your special guest is Mike Spencer, and he is the founder of Doing My Part. How are you today?
Doing well. How are you, David?
Thank you for joining us. So, Mike, tell us about Doing My Part. How did you create it, or why did you create the Doing My Part movement, I should call it?
Yeah. It's been about 5 years now. Very proud to be the founder of Doing My Part. We started this candidly, a lot of nonprofit leaders have a great story and maybe, a child that had a very unfortunate circumstance that they had to deal with, and they can kind of use their passion for that specific episode to be able to grow a nonprofit. I'm actually coming from a different side of that. I grew up, as an entrepreneur, actually cutting grass in my neighborhood. I've always been interested in starting businesses and being creative and going out and talking to people and bringing the community together. And I've always had a knack to be able to start new things. And I have had my trials and tribulations through my life, but I will say that the combination of my entrepreneurship background and really my heart to hopefully help people that are in need here locally, those things together kind of started the will and the drive to be able to get this off the ground. So far, like I said, we've been doing this for 5 years, and it's been a fantastic time. We've helped a lot of people.
Excellent. So give me some more examples on how does it work. So how does someone get involved?
Sure.
How does someone get services or get some help from you?
Yeah, sure.
This type of thing.
So, in short, I'll just tell you how it works.
Sure, please do.
We have a group of people, volunteers, that actually go out into the community and find children and families that have specific needs. So we work with Levine Children's Hospital. We work with a lot of different local partners and organizations that send projects to us. So we're basically sourcing new needs in the community, and we're qualifying and vetting those needs so that we'll know that we're dealing with legitimate people. We have legitimate needs that are coming into us. That's one way that we're crowdsourcing these needs in the community, and it's all local. We pride ourselves in working locally, and then we're going to be expanding out later to reach more people, but for now we're focusing on our community. So on one side, the needs come in so that we can present this to people in the community. Then we go out to the people in the community, and we ask them to simply do their part. And what it is, it's a very small donation that you give. Could be as little as $3 a month and up to $100 a month. And what we're really doing is building a small community of people that give these monthly donations, and 90% of those donations go directly to the needs that we bring in from our crowdsourcing efforts and from those needs that we have that come in from the website and the community.
Excellent. I have to reiterate 90%.
90.
I dare you to find another organization that gives 90% of proceeds to the actual cause itself.
That's right.
You'd be shocked as to how low that number is across the country.
That's right.
Even some of the well-known organizations, they'll name nameless at this point in the show, but 90% is fantastic. That shows you where this heart is.
Yep.
Which is
and
fantastic.
We started this, we bootstrapped it together. It was an idea that we literally turned into a website. We had a meeting, 50 people showed up, almost all of them signed up, and then within a month or so we gave 117 pairs of shoes and backpacks to kids up at Salvation Army Center of Hope. We washed their feet and we sent them on their way to go back to school. So that was the first project, and we've been doing projects consistently ever since that first meeting, really on a grassroots level and volunteer base, and everybody gets paid.
That's fantastic. So obviously in a feel-good type organization like you've created, give us your most heartfelt, one that just tugged your heartstrings like no other.
Oh, wow. Where do I start?
What's the one you look back and say, man, I am so glad I was a part of that because that touched me in ways that I just never thought I could be touched before, and this is what it's all about.
Yeah, it really is. I will say last year at this time was actually Christmas time. We had a young man named Hunter. He was 2 years old. He had come down with a common virus, and it actually turned into something that penetrated his body, and he was paralyzed from basically the neck down. So he was in Levine Children's Hospital. We went up there. I went up there with my programs coordinator because I wanted to get involved. I wanted to bring everybody around Christmas and the giving season to be able to give back to Hunter and his family while they were trying to deal with all this. And we told him we were going to pay for a wheelchair. And normally our limit is about $1,000 for the needs that we fulfill. And we do that consistently. But we said we're going to pay for the wheelchair. Just kind of threw it out there and bravely, told him that. And then we went back to our office and we're like, what did we just do?
Right.
You know, we can't set ourselves up. Right. So we did get to work, and we went out there, went on social media. People started coming around it. We wanted to raise $3,000 within a week to be able to reach that goal. As soon as I put a Facebook Live out there, I think we reached our goal in about 24, 48 hours, something like that. We reached our goal just from one-time donations. That's the first time we'd ever done one-time donations, because we really focus on those subscription donations so that we can sustain what we're doing every month. But this time we did one-time donations. People got involved. We literally took his stroller up to him. We bought the stroller from a local vendor. We took it up to him in Levine Children's Hospital, and he's still hopefully using his stroller today. And that was just it really changes your life. You know, I didn't really know what I was getting into. Like I said, I didn't have a specific story that I was riding off of. It was my heart, where I knew that there was kids out there. I just didn't see them every day. It was kind of an out of sight, out of mind thing. So when I started literally writing checks and giving the money that our community entrusted to our organization to these kids, and seeing their faces and being there in person to be able to do this on behalf of our members, it literally changed my life in the way that I see what I do, right? At first it was like, hey, we're starting this thing, it's pretty cool, I'm excited about it. As soon as I put the pair of shoes on the kids' feet in Salvation Army Center of Hope, as soon as I delivered the wheelchair for Hunter, and literally we've helped hundreds of kids and families over the past 5 years. So that's just one story, and we're just blessed to be able to do it. You know, it just feels good to have a system that's actually working, while we can go out and find these people, right, that really, really need help. You don't see them every day, but they're out there, you know?
And I would think delivering that wheelchair to Hunter after your efforts had to be the best feeling of all.
The coolest part about
seeing his reaction.
Yep. The coolest part about what we do, or one of the coolest parts I would say, is that instead of not being able to see where your money goes most of the time, a lot of times you give to a charity, you're kind of depressed about it, you feel guilty when you give the check, or sad because you saw like a terrible image or something. We try to do it opposite. We actually give you an easy way to give back by giving a small monthly donation. We're good stewards of your money. We give 90% back, and then we put the story back online so that you can see how your donation made a difference, how our community as a collective group made a difference. So what we did with Hunter's wheelchair, and you can see it on the site, is go to his page, and we did a whole video right there where we're delivering the wheelchair to him.
Fantastic.
So you can be a part of this just by getting involved, just by doing your part. You can be a part of something where you may be giving $3 a month, or you may be giving $25 a month, but the impact you're making is a part of something that's much larger.
That's fantastic.
And it's something that can sustain over time. So our model is a little bit different. I came into this with a business mind. I came into this to say, hey, I want to solve a problem. I don't necessarily have a story where I can say, hey, I really want to go help kids. Everybody give me some donations, right? It's like, hey, how about we build this new model that's localized, that's different, that's subscription-based, that can run and basically be a system on its own, so that really all we have to do is go find the people that need help. There's 5,000 kids here locally that are homeless.
Wow.
5,000. That's just in Charlotte.
I know working with a lot of CMS schools, and you'd be amazed, and the viewers would be amazed here in the Charlotte area how many homeless kids there are.
It's unreal.
You know, we think it's going to be food is the problem, or parents' involvement is the problem. It's the kids in a home.
That's
especially now we're talking 10, 20 degree weather.
You know,
and these kids are homeless. How are they supposed to do well in school when they're not sure where they're going to live each night?
That's right. That's right. Billingsville Elementary down the school, they got a whole bunch of new uniforms for their school, and it didn't fit. So they're all wearing baggy clothes to school, the Title I school down here. So 2 weeks ago we paid for all their uniforms. Now those are the types of things that we can come to the table quickly and do because we're a small grassroots organization. We have a model that is based around unity, community, coming together, and small actions that as a whole make a massive difference.
That's fantastic. And how can the viewers get involved? How can they help you advance your cause? How can they start paying the monthly fee?
Sure.
How can they look at all the people you've helped over the last 5 years? It's on a website or
it's on doingmypart.com.
Okay.
So you can go there. You can see most of the projects that we've done. Some of them are more sensitive than others, so we can't share all the stories.
Okay.
But just know that we've helped hundreds of families. There's probably a couple dozen on the site that you can see. You can sign up right there for your monthly donation, as little as $3 a month. It's less than a cup of coffee a month. And you can watch the stories. So every time that we complete a story, we put it back online so that you can see how you made a difference. And this is perpetual. So what we want to grow this into is a way for you to sign up to do your part and eventually be able to look back and see all the things that you've been a part of, all the things you've been able to do. Create this model here locally that we can take to other cities and say, hey, this is what we're doing in Charlotte. We have a few hundred members that we raise a few $1,000s a month that's doing these massive things that touch these real kids and these, we're talking about kids that have disabilities, we're kids that have cancer, underprivileged children like we spoke about. And just because of this model and just because we set this in motion, we can continue to do this over time. We're at a point right now where we're really out of a grassroots level. Like, I'm starting to grow the team, bring on some employees to be able to take care of a lot of the operations that need to be taken care of. I have a family also, and I also have a job, but that's the cool part about what we're doing. It's not just the concept of everybody giving a small donation. It's our volunteers giving a little bit of time also.
Right.
So everybody's chipping in a little bit. We use the internet, and we use the platform, the crowdfunding platform, the crowdsourcing platform online to be able to leverage that so that we can get a multiple from our efforts, right? So instead of me being able to go out and give 10 hours of volunteer efforts and hours, I can actually create a platform that gives us the ability to grow and expand and get more people involved and raise more money and help more kids.
Fantastic. So I have a challenge for you viewers. One day a week, don't go to Starbucks and get your coffee. Go online and give $5 to this great cause. And you're going to help a lot more people in giving up that 1 cup of coffee. Now, if you really want to be an overachiever, give up 2 cups of coffee. Not in the same week, because that'd be too much. Well, one day for 2 weeks out of the entire month. That's $10 a month that would go and help out other kids that are in need. If you're not sure how to help people, this is a great way.
Yeah.
Doingmypart.com, right?
Yep.
Just taking that $5 that would normally go to Starbucks. Starbucks doesn't need your $5. You don't really need the coffee. You can get it home if you want for a lot less. But use that $5 to help people, help the cause. What better way to start 2018
That's right.
than to stop some of your daily routines? Yes, we need caffeine. Yes, we need some sugar. Maybe have a different breakfast, like some omelets or eggs that can kind of give you some energy instead. And give that $5 to Doing My Part instead. That's a challenge for you. And I would love for you to go on my page or his page and photograph yourself clicking on his page, giving that $5 donation, and putting down your Starbucks coffee. Nothing against Starbucks.
Very cool, Dave.
But it's just a way to show it's 2018 and I want to give back and help someone in a way that I can't with $5 normally. This is a way for your $5 to really make a big impact. And again, if you could do it one day a week for an entire month, $20 a month,
That's right.
that'd be fantastic. Most of you won't, and that's okay. I'm asking, the challenge is for $5. In the month of January, take one day, don't get Starbucks, and donate $5 to Do It My Part.
Wow.
Do you
awesome.
think they can do it?
Absolutely, I think they can do it.
All right,
That's what we're doing right now.
We can track it,
That's right.
right?
Yeah.
We can track it. So the challenge has been issued. All you listeners, all the people watching, see what you can do. Make an impact in 2018 and help people. And then follow the website and follow social media and see how your money is working.
That's right.
I guarantee it's working harder than a cup of coffee is working for you. Promise.
That's right. That's right.
That's excellent. So how did you, to help me understand, before you got into this, what did you do before? You're obviously working full-time
Yep.
to help so you can do this
Yep.
for fun, so to speak.
Yep.
You said you're an entrepreneur since you're a child.
Yeah.
Give me some other entrepreneur experiences you've gone through that gave you the experience, the knowledge, the intestinal fortitude to even tackle such a,
That's interesting.
a monster, so to speak.
So I went to UNC Wilmington.
Okay.
When I graduated, I was in communication studies, didn't know what I wanted to do. Actually figured out it was about '06 at the time. I saw that the real estate was doing well, so I wanted to learn real estate. Got into real estate, worst time possible ever in the history of real estate. I jumped in about '07.
Brakes on.
Was going hard, and all of a sudden the phone stops ringing. And it's kind of a, what am I going to do now moment, right? So I actually pivoted, and I was self-taught lead generation and website development, and started a mini marketing agency, if you will, helping local businesses. And I learned how to develop websites and do lead generation for small businesses and companies. So having that knowledge allowed me to take the ideas and inventiveness that I already had, and basically just put something up really quick and use social media to promote it. So I kind of bootstrapped all the 501c3 stuff. I did it all myself. Everything was self-funded. Then we put it out, and that's when we did the meeting, and basically everyone else took the lead on that. This isn't me. This is doing my part, right? We're two different things. So and the community really came in and supported, not me, but the cause and the concept itself. Something interesting, and just piggybacking on what you're saying, give twice a month or whatever it is. So just to give you an idea of the power of this crowdfunding subscription-based concept, just to give you an idea of the power, the World Health Organization said that it would take $30 billion to cure world hunger. To cure world hunger, to feed everybody that was hungry in the whole entire world. If everybody in America, in the United States of America, gave $7.43 a month, then we would have world hunger cured in 12 months.
Wow.
Isn't that incredible?
It was incredible.
That means that as we're sitting here and I'm talking to you about this, there's a whole world out there, right? And there's all these people that have all these needs that are just sitting there, and they're going to slip through the cracks. What we want to do is be able to be there to catch them. Now, there's two things that we can do leaving this right here, right now. We can say, okay, I get that. We can cure world hunger at $7 a month if everybody did it. What I'm telling you is now we can do it. You can give $3 a month. You can give $7 a month. We're doing this locally.
Right.
So think about what we can do with 1 million people in Charlotte, and everybody chips in a small micro donation, and we're being good stewards of this, and we're going back into the community to help all these people that really need help that are slipping through the cracks. That just goes to show the power of this concept. It has nothing to do with me or anything that we've done in the past or anything that we're going to do in the future. It's all about people coming together for the same cause and doing something, anything, right? And now it becomes possible.
And really, you took the initiative and ran with it, and
Right.
people.
That's
You
right.
guys are leader and went forward. So,
That's
are
right.
you looking for other Mike Spencers across the country that can do what you're doing here in other cities across the
Absolutely,
country?
absolutely. We're
So,
looking,
there's viewers right now watching that say, "I want to be Mike Spencer in St. Louis, in Atlanta, in Chicago."
Exactly.
How could they launch a similar initiative in their city?
So basically, we're at a point right now where we have the people in place, the model in place, and we're doing it here in Charlotte. We've got our system set up. When we move into the next city or location or town or wherever it may be, that's really all we need is one leader to step up and say, I want to be the person who talks about it.
Mm-hmm.
I want to be the person who starts this in my city. And then the money that's actually given in the local city by the $3 monthly donations, it stays in the city.
Right, exactly.
Right? So we can literally take this model and concept and pop it in different places and really create a huge impact, but localize it.
Right, and you can mentor the people in other cities.
Absolutely. We've got a whole training program that we're going to put them through as they go through. There's social media people, there's volunteers, coordinators, and leaders. We have 2,500 local volunteers here that have signed up to be a volunteer for Doing My Part, and that we go out once or twice a week that people can get involved here locally, and we're going to take that to other cities as well. That's called the Street Team. So basically what we're trying to do is get people from a position where I really was, where, hey, I really want to do something, but I have no idea where to start, and get them to say, okay, now you can do your part. All right, I'll give $3 a month. Okay, I'll sign up for this volunteer opportunity. Okay, I'll go mentor that child, and let them grow into a person who is giving and who can contribute in a way they wouldn't be able to contribute if they just were watching a sad commercial or writing a check and never really seeing where the money goes. Right? So we're just trying to create something new and trying to make it easy for everyday people who want to make a difference to be involved in a part of something that's bigger than themselves.
Excellent, fantastic.
Thank you.
I don't know about you guys, but I'm impressed. And if one person can do this for the city of Charlotte, then imagine one person in every major city, the impact you can make.
That's right.
Even if you just pick the NFL cities.
It's incredible.
What is it, 32 NFL teams?
Yeah.
That's a huge impact you can make. A lot of money can be raised. You can help a lot of kids with such a small amount of money.
That's right. It's incredible.
So tell the viewers again how they can get a hold of you.
Yeah.
The website.
It all starts in our membership.
Okay.
So we want you to sign up as a member. We want you to give $3 a month. We want you to, if you can do more, that's great. We just want we want you to become a member. We want you to experience what we've been experiencing for the past 5 years. We want everybody to be able to experience giving in a new way. So sign up as a member. Join our private Facebook community where you're going to be able to see behind the scenes action and what's going on with us and all of our volunteers and the times that we go out. We put that on Facebook or Instagram for people to be able to see updates. And really, you can go as far as you want. You can give $3 and enjoy the experience of being able to give back and being a part of something bigger. Or you can start volunteering or giving more funds if you want to partner with us and become a Founders Club member. Or you can even become a leader in a new city if you like and be able to do new things. So it's really going to be the person and what they want to do, and we can find a way to plug them into what we're already doing.
And what's the best website for to find that information?
Doingmypart.com.
Okay, doingmypart.com.
Right, and if you go on Facebook, you can go to facebook.com/doingmypart.
Doing My Part. Excellent. Yep. And then from there, whether they're local in Charlotte or they're in another city, they can connect with you and,
That's right.
and help out in their local
towns. And contact at Doing My Part. If you want to email us directly, we'll get back to you within 24 hours and see how we can work together in our communities to make our communities better, bring people together, help more kids, and grow a movement that is so sorely needed in the times that we live in right now.
Exactly right.
Yeah.
Can you give us, before we wrap up, can you give us an idea of the different variety of things you've done? You talked about the uniforms for the school. You talked about the wheelchair.
Yeah.
Give us some other variety of things you've done. You said it had to be less than $1,000. Typically, except the wheelchair was the exception. Can you give us a different scope or a better variety of things you've done for kids out there?
Yeah, so there was a lot of them are a lot of the things that we do are for specific families. Sometimes we like to keep our freedom in how we serve our community, right? Okay. So we do things from individuals to families, and we'll even feed. For example, we just fed 68 kids for Christmas. Okay. A few months ago, we had a girl named Madden who had a stroke. It paralyzed her on one side. She had a family of 5. They didn't know if she was going to make it or not. They were going back and forth. The mom and dad didn't really know how to manage everything, so we fed their family for 5 weeks while they were staying in the hospital.
Wow.
How
old's Maddie?
How old is she now?
How old is she?
She is 9, and she's back at home, and she's got a twin sister and all these kids, and we hopefully provided some relief to her family as they were going through that hard time.
Sure.
We
take it aside there for a second. The stress of having a child in the hospital on both parents, because you want to be there by their side the entire time. That's right. But you also have other kids to take care of, especially if she's one of 5.
That's right.
I have 6 kids. I don't know if you always know that, but from 4 years old up to 21. And if God forbid anything happened to any of my kids, all of our attention goes not one child. And the other children feel like, well, what are we supposed to do for dinner? What are we supposed to do for lunch? How are we going to get to school? Their life wants to continue. It's soccer practice, everything else is going on.
That's right.
But as a parent, you want to be there to let the child have their strength and get their support back. Get the oomph they need to get through the challenging times without making the other kids feel neglected. So
that's right.
Just being able to provide food for those other kids and take that worry off the plate of the parents is a huge opportunity for that family and a huge relief for them. Is I guess the best word.
And a lot of times the insurance doesn't cover a lot of these things.
Right.
We have a girl named Elizabeth who's in St. Jude right now battling cancer. But insurance doesn't cover for gas money back and forth. Insurance doesn't cover for the family to live in Tennessee at the time to be able to go to the hospital and stay there. Right. So we cover those things too. And when I say slipping through the cracks, those are the real needs that are slipping through the cracks. If you're on a salary that just takes care of the bills, if something like you throw a wrench in that chain, it's tough.
Sure.
So that's where every donation counts, right? Because we can pull those together and say, nope.
And you're quick too.
We're right there. I mean. We have a small board, we have a small team. So when things come in, we're able to react quickly, we make quick decisions, we move like entrepreneurs, we're forward thinking like entrepreneurs, meaning we're thinking 5 years ahead when where we are now with our new app and things like that we're building. So it's a really exciting time for us in going, even though it has taken 5 years, going from a grassroots level to this new level where we're actually going to be expanding, reaching sustainability and scaling across the country.
That's fantastic. Well, thank you so much for being a guest. I'm excited about the program. It's amazing what you've accomplished.
Thank you.
I think it's amazing the number of families you've touched in just in a short period of 5 years.
Yeah.
And I can imagine if we had those families on the show, the genuine, sincere thank yous would be very touching. So I encourage you to check out the website so you can learn more. And you can begin helping each and every day. Whether you skip the cup of coffee or not, that's up to you. I issue the challenge. It's up to you to accept it or not accept it. But know that there's a lot of kids that could benefit if you could give up that 1 cup of coffee one day this week, one day this month, or more, hopefully.
Yep.
So thank you very much for coming. I appreciate it. My pleasure.
Appreciate it.
And you're watching the Wake Up Call Network. I am David M. Frankel, the host of the Perky Collar TV and radio show, and we'll see you next week. Take a couple minutes to talk about my business and some of the things that I'm doing. Give you a reason to tune in each week. So I'm an inventor Everyone's like to say they've met an inventor. It's nothing special. I just decided to solve a problem and create a solution instead of complaining about the problem. So I created a product called the Perky Collar. It is a collar support system for dress shirts. The packaging is right here. And what the product does, it lifts the collar up, so if I'm not wearing a tie, I can maintain a high collar professional look. So what it looks like is this. It has a nice magnetic lid with a box, so you can store accessories in here, and this is what the tool looks like. Nothing fancy, but it does a great job of lifting the collar up so it doesn't droop and sag. Let me show you how it works. So this is how you want your shirt to look if you're not wearing a tie, but you can see as soon as I remove the collar support, how quickly the placket starts to fold, the collar starts to tuck under. It just looks sloppy. And if I went to any downtown of any city across the country, 90% of the men are walking out like this unless they have ties on. And the tie is almost dead. So because it's dead, I decided to come up with a product that can help people not wear a tie, but not look sloppy at the same time. So here's how it works. Lift the collar up. You want to leave your collar stays in because collar stays prevent collars from curling. That's a different problem. Take the Perky collar, drop it down, and then put the collar down on top of it. And that's it. And now you're back to a nice high collar professional look. Sometimes you adjust this a little bit to make sure it's even. And there goes the folded placket. There goes the tucking under my blazer. And it's back to a nice, clean, crisp look. Now, where can you find the Perky collar? I'm sure that's the question you're about to ask. Let me answer that question for you. It's perkyllc.com, spelled PERKYLLC.com. So this product's been on the market for about 2.5 years. We've now sold 10,020 as of today. And looking forward to our next 10,000 sold. To complement the Perky collar, I've also reached out to other inventors all across the country to complement the Perky collar. And I met a gentleman out of St. Louis, Missouri, named Cedric Cobb, and he invented what's called the Best Pocket Square Holder. So he sells a Perky collar on his websites and shows. I sell his pocket square holder on my website, and that way people looking for innovation can find innovation on his website along with innovation on my website. So his product looks like this. It's called the Best Pocket Square Holder, and here's what it does. It solves the problem of the droopy, saggy pocket squares. So pocket squares, when you fold them, they always unfold and always fall down in your jacket pocket. So this device looks like this. You simply squeeze the device, drop the folded pocket square or pocket round in the device. It locks it in place. And then because the height of the pocket square holder, it just drops right into the pocket, keeping it perfectly looking great and not having to mess with it over and over again throughout the day. And that's the pocket square holder. Both items sell for $25 on the website. Again, you're talking $50 total for both items, but they make a world of difference. If you haven't bought holiday gifts yet for the men in your life that just are hard to buy for, these are two great innovative products that I'm sure they would truly enjoy. I'm not finished yet. We also have what's called button-up collar stays. Now, collar stays have been around since the 1950s. I'm tired of talking about collar stays. Well, these collar stays are different. This is a gentleman out of Wichita, Kansas. His name is Mike Fisher, and he invented a collar stay, but it has an added function of a hook on the end. And that's to help you fasten buttons on your sleeve, as well as help you fasten maybe the top button of your shirt. And especially for older people that have dexterity issues, arthritis, carpal tunnel, this can be a real challenge, a real difficulty each and every day. And if your wife's not there to help you or your child's not there to help you, you want to be able to dress yourself each and every day. So this becomes a great tool. And then for younger guys out there, you just use it as a collar stay. If you're an older gentleman, use it to button your sleeve buttons and then use it as a collar stay. So this little pack here has stainless steel collar stays. You have 3 different sizes because obviously every collar is different lengths. And it's metal, so you don't have to worry about it causing your collars to curl. It's a great complement to the Perky collar because the Perky collar does not prevent collars from curling. You need to wear collar stays. So why not wear button-up collar stays that can also help you fasten your buttons at the same time? So that's the button-up collar stays. These are $20, also available on perkyllc.com. Next up is holeless belts. And I'm sure you're all thinking, oh, I've seen the Mission belt on Shark Tank. I've seen that. Well, this is different. This is 100% cowhide. That's one of the biggest differences. It's the same type of leather they use on the saddles of horses. So it's much thicker, stronger leather. There's no ratchet system here, unlike the Comfort Click belt that's all over TV right now. Instead, the technology is in the buckle. So all you're going to simply do is you're going to put the belt through and locks in place. Now, it's holiday time. We're all gaining weight, let's be honest. Okay. So what we do, instead of having to go up an inch or down an entire inch based on our weight fluctuation, we just simply tilt the buckle a little bit, bring it in a little bit. If I lost a little weight, and it locks back in place. If I just had a big holiday meal, I loosen the teeth a bit, back in place. Again, I don't have to go up or down an entire inch. These are beautiful. They come in brown, which is what I have here. They come in cognac, which is what I have displayed here. And they also come in black. They are a limited supply. They are very hard to get a hold of for whatever reason. But I do have about a dozen left to service the community. And I can guarantee you, whoever you give this belt to will never wear a whole belt again, because it's a frustration to have to poke your own holes, to stretch the holes out because you gain a little weight, lose a little weight. The belt never fits right. We don't gain weight by 1 inch increments. So why we have a belt that only goes up or down by 1 inch? So those are all the innovative products that we have on the website. And in closing, we also have some fashion items on our website because we realize that people that are buying innovative products also like to look good with different pocket squares, different pocket rounds. Well, my wife makes all of our pocket squares and pocket rounds. They're also all available on our website, perkyllc.com. And here's an example of one of her pocket rounds. Those of you who've never seen a pocket round before, it's the same as a pocket square, just circular. But you notice it's two-sided. No one else does that. You notice the stitch work is 2 different colors. We got light blue on one side and kind of a royal blue on the other. But again, when folded, it really becomes a work of art. So just to kind of give you a quick example of how beautiful a pocket round is, this is an example. And then when you use the pocket square holder, it prevents the pocket square from unfolding, or pocket round, again in this case, from unfolding. So when you put it in the pocket, it stays perfect all day long. So again, pocket squares, pocket rounds, all handmade, all limited edition on the website. We've also added some pre-tied and self-tied bow ties. They're all limited edition, all very unique. We also have some little bow tie lapel buttons. These actually are buttons that go in the lapel of a jacket to act as a color accent, to bring out a color maybe in the pinstripe, a color in your shirt, color in your pocket square, pocket round, just a great little accent. And again, it's not a pin. It's actually a button that goes in the buttonhole. And then finally, we have some silk scarves that were designed by my 17-year-old daughter, who's an incredibly gifted artist. We took her canvas paintings and turned them into 60 by 20 and 50 by 50 scarves. And then for the men, we created some 16-inch by 16-inch pocket squares that are beautiful to put into your jacket pocket of your blazer. Again, you've been watching the Perky Collar radio and TV show here on the Wake Up Call Network. I thank you so much for tuning in. I hope you tune in again next week. And until then, we'll see you next time.